Hi, my name is Afzal and you're watching channel CodeX. In this video, we're gonna cover all the basics of API. Starting from the URL, we'll talk about different parameters of header, authentication, the body parameter, when to pass JSON, when to pass form encoded, how to pass a file, how to upload file, and all sort of basics to have a complete understanding of APIs. If this is something you're interested in, this video is for you. Make sure to watch complete video. We're gonna start right after this intro. So let's understand API with the help of an example. Consider that you have a letter and you want to send it to some place. So you buy an envelope, you write down the address and send it over. Now the destination understands that the letter came from this location and he ships you the parcel or he sends you some information back. That's your GET request. Now for POST, you actually write the whole letter, the whole body, whole content of the letter, you put it inside envelope, then you write down the address and send it over. Now the destination, they will open up the envelope, they will read everything inside the body, and based on that data, based on that information, they will send you the response back. Now, of course, we can apply the same example for put and delete request, but in general, you understood the concept that you have endpoint, which is the destination address. You are writing information on the envelope, that's your header, and other informations. Then you write the whole content, which goes as your body, and you communicate between source and destination. Alright, I hope you guys are enjoying the video. Just a small announcement, we have reached 50,000 subscriber milestone and it's a big number for me. It took me a couple of years to reach at this point, but I really want to thank all the subscriber, all the audience who are watching channel CodeX, and if you have not subscribed yet, I will request you to subscribe so that we reach the 100k milestone as soon as possible. Well, thanks once again. Let's continue with the tutorial. Let's understand the API structure with the help of Postman. Now, if you don't have this software installed, you can install it because it's really a good client to test your API. So whenever a backend developer gives you the API, you can run it here first. Now, it has a pretty simple interface. You have collection, like you can have multiple projects inside here. And there's a different workspace also, like if you want to have a personal workspace, office workspace, and freelancing, whatever. So you can manage different workspace, and inside each workspace, you can create different collections. We will also talk about the environments later on in this video. Now, these are the APIs that I have already added. You can also create a new API over here or import the call request if you have already. You can click on this plus tab also to create new URL. Just like that. Now let's talk about the URL and the body parameters and different type of request. Let me just zoom in real quick. So here, if you look at this URL part, so this is your base URL. This is your base URL. This is actually the server where your APIs are hosted. In production, you will not see maybe the port because that's running on the default port 8080. And then comes your endpoint, which is path to your API. Now there are different type of requests you can make to this API: get, post, put, patch, delete, head options. These are standard HTTP methods. If your backend developer doesn't have implementation what happens on post, you cannot call post, it will give you error. So that also you have to make sure if you have started integration, make sure what method they have provided you and call that specific method only. Now, if I just give it a run, let's see, we get this as an output. Let me just zoom out, right? These are the sizes of clothes. All right. So what you will notice here that you just provided the URL and you got the data. There's no security involved because this data is not, something which needs to be secured. This is just random sizes. It doesn't belong to any user. It doesn't belong to, it is not a personal data, in short. So this can be exposed as anonymous method. So you don't really have to bring security mechanism over here. Now, similarly, if I say fetch products, like give me the list of products that I have. So that may be a matter of concern whether you don't want to show what all products you have without having a proper authentication that who is requesting these products. You want to know the client information. So if I just try to send this, I will get 401 unauthorized, right? Here comes the security part. So both are get API. One is sizes, one is fetch products, but one has a security implementation and other doesn't have that. So how you can run this API? For you to become authorized, you have to modify the headers. Now, if you look at the headers, there's something called authorization, right? And there's a data in here. So you have to provide this data whenever you're calling this particular API. In the Postman, they have created a separate tab for handling authorization. Although you can provide it over here, you just mention it over here. Now, there are different types of authorization, right? So the most famous is bearer token, where you have a token and that token you pass it to the server and server decodes that token, like that's basically JWT. Within that token, there are information of the client, there are password, there are secrets, there are you can put any custom data as well. And then there's other famous type, which is basic authentication, where you have username and password, which is then encoded in base64 and sent to the server. So these two are commonly used. You have to use based on what your backend have implemented. Let me just write it here. So the format of writing bearer token is you have to first mention the key bearer, space, and then actual token. Whereas if you're using inside Postman authorization tab, you just have to mention the token over here, because that internally appends a bearer keyword in front of it, right? So don't make that mistake. Don't write bearer over here, just mention token. Now let's talk about our current example. We need to pass a token here in order to fetch the products. And how we gonna get that token? We have to log in first. So whenever a user logs in, right, so he have credential. So here you can have different type of data. Currently what I'm passing is a raw data. Inside raw data, you can type any text. And what we are passing over here is a JSON text. Then there's other type. If your server is asking you provide a form data, so that in that case, it will accept key value pair. So make sure whenever you're calling post request, check with your backend developer what type of data you are expecting in payload. And in some cases, URL encoded data is also used. And raw, of course, it's raw data. You can write even like any text, it's fine. But of course, your server should be able to pass it. So that's why we will pass it as JSON data. And then there's a binary where you can upload a file. Then there's a GraphQL where you can write a query, and your server, if that is capable of handling a GraphQL request, it will give you the curated data for that query. So let's stick to the raw, because our main aim here is to get the token, right? So this is our very secure username and password. I'll just log in. Here we go. We have the token. Now I'll just copy this token, paste it inside here and send. Now we have list of products. So this is how you implement authentication inside your API, and this is how you authorize your API. So similarly, you can have API like this for admin specifically, because he is going to raise a delete request, right? And then there will be, of course, authorization, that you're authorized to delete this product. Once you send, that product will be deleted. Of course, that URL doesn't exist. It's just an example of delete request. And similar to the post request, we have put request, where you specify the payload and you submit the request by saying it's a put method, and it will modify the data on the server. Now, of course, if you get error 405 method not allowed, which means that your backend developer doesn't have implementation for this particular method. So again, when you get 405, make sure that you're calling a proper method which is implemented, right? So I hope it's pretty clear with this example how you can call get, post, provide body parameter, provide headers if it is there, and test your APIs inside Postman. In the next video, we will see how to use multi-part request so that you can upload multiple files and data in the single request. Make sure to subscribe the channel CodeX so that you get notified whenever I upload that video. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.